All right, here we are for another edition of Celebrity Pick 6 with the great Sam Amick from The Athletic. Are you still in bubble mode, Sam? You're wearing a mask. You know we're more than 6 feet apart.
J-Ross, you weren't supposed to tell the people that it was me. It was going to be a mystery guest kind of thing. Now, listen, I'm trying to transition out. Yeah, all right, fine. I'll take the mask off. This, by the way, not to make light of it, because thankfully the bubble was successful, but this is the official NBA mask and the same mask that Lou Williams took to Magic City.
Still drenched with champagne?
Yes. Well, no, Lou didn't get the he might have got Magic City champagne.
Well, different kind.
Championship.
Yeah. I mean, are you dried out? Are you
Oh, yes. No, I'm fine. I was just telling you offline as we play the prop game here. I'm moving out of work athletic mode and coming to you grungy from my couch. A buddy of mine got this for me. Now this is the off-season mode. The old Pliny the Elder hat, just trying to find a different vibe. But no, I'm good. It was a good trip, a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Pretty challenging on the personal front.
Yeah.
We talk on the air, every week about that. So it's weird. I would never in a million years, getting emotional, equated to, I have a neighbor who was served 2 tours in Iraq, and so not in a million years would you compare it to military, but in terms of being away, just 2 months, and then you come back and everything is kind of foreign to you. Even things like the freedom to, like, the food was fine in the bubble, but you never got to choose your food for the most part. You know what I mean? Little conveniences that you miss. So good to be home, and like I said, I'm sitting here plopped down on the couch watching a few movies and unwinding a little bit.
Nice. You say off season, but Sam, we know that's like 30 minutes of NBA off season.
Yeah, it'll be quick.
Yeah,
it'll be quick for sure.
So this is Celebrity Pick 6 NFL. Oh, you're gonna just keep switching
that,
on
I'm going back to the Athletic.
Back
you're
to
right.
Athletic.
It's all business. It's all business. Yeah, talk to me. What do you got?
What's your football background? Did you ever play football growing up in any level?
I did. I enjoyed it. So I only played, it's a little bit of a, not my proudest sports moment. I was a baseball kid and a basketball kid. Football, I begged my dad to let me play during like the Pee Wee years. And I always wanted to get in there earlier. And he had concerns about, injury and health and little kids banging those helmets against one another, which little did we know he was ahead of his time. But I didn't get into the football life until freshman year. Played on the freshman team and then never got farther than JV. So, I'm just going to own it, J-Ross. Junior year, this is my illustrious football career. Junior year, not sophomore, but junior year. Coach comes and is like, Amick, we'd love to have you on varsity, but you're not going to get any time. We got so-and-so at wideout. We got so-and-so in secondary. And you're not exactly the most fleet of foot, nor are you the biggest, strongest guy. If you want to keep enjoying the football life, we could use your leadership on the JV team as a junior. Mm-hmm. And me, it's funny, me and a friend of mine, Chris Dingman, who coincidentally actually went on to, this is an aside, but it's interesting, to create a very successful professional athlete relocation company where when guys get traded, he facilitates that. Really, really successful. Chris and I were the 2 juniors on the JV team. And it sounds funny, but it was a blast. We kind of leaned into it and had a good time and got plenty of playing time. But that was the end of the old football career. And Chris actually went on and played junior college ball and actually played with Ocho Cinco. So he got much farther than I did. But yeah, that's the football story.
So would Sam Amick been a worthwhile fantasy JV pickup, like in fantasy football? Were you racking up stats?
I mean, I was getting time, but it was weird. Like I remember, it's crazy to think now. I got a stint at nose guard one time, which makes no sense.
Wow.
No sense. Yeah. D line. I remember just looking at Coach Riddle was our coach, and to this day. Lovable man, kind of a mountain of a man, white beard, old school football coach. And Jay, if you have to edit this, I apologize. I'm gonna drop a line that never left me. Coach Riddle would yell at us in the locker room, and again, he's probably 6'4"-ish, about 240, big dude, and kind of lovable but mean. He's got both things going, and he'd be screaming at our team, and he'd say, "Boys, did you forget this is a dictatorship, and I'm the dick.
Nice. Coach made an impression for sure.
He did, for sure. Yeah, but no, I wasn't racking up the stats, but we had a good time.
Gotcha. Who's your team? Do you have an NFL team that you like?
I was a huge Niners fan, huge. And the closest that I come to any sort of continued engagement on the football side is the Niners. And it's funny because when, as you know, like when you grow up in that magical era with the Niners, you are spoiled. Like my dad and my uncles would always give me a hard time as a young guy. Like, Sam, you understand the pain that we went through as Niners fans in the 60s and the 70s? It was different. And then the 80s come and the 90s, and it's nothing but rings. And to this day, in my garage, I've got a signed Joe Montana poster, personalized. I've got a signed Jerry Rice poster. I'm trying to think. I feel like I met Jerry at one point, but big Niners fan. I'm talking hardcore. The fun part of our jobs is sometimes we end up getting to meet some of these athletes. So when Roger Craig was actually affiliated with the Kings and owner of Vivek Ranadive, it was an out-of-body experience. I was at Vivek's Christmas party one time at his house down in the Bay, and Roger Craig was there. And I shamelessly, and he was very nice, and I told Roger, I said, Roger, I enjoyed your career so much. And I have to tell you, though, you might have been responsible for my most painful day as a sports fan. And I admitted to him that when he fumbled the ball against the Giants in the championship game, that little Sam Amick might have had tears. There might have been, some emotion. Yeah. So I was big time Niners. And then conversely, always very anti-Raiders, that
Gotcha.
whole rivalry. But yeah, Niners fan.
All right. Well, that's going to test you in our Celebrity Pick 6. So you ready? Here's the situation. No point spread. You're just picking a winner. It seems easy, but Sam, we're into week 6 and nobody has gone 6-0. So that challenge is up for you.
It is. And you can probably see me moving the mouse around here. I'm cheating, pulling my notes up. I joked with, my NFL knowledge is, thankfully the NBA knowledge is pretty good because that's the day job. NFL is not so good. Well, I don't know if I can tell you a dozen NFL players these days, brother, but I'm going to give it a shot. You want to do the drum roll? How are we doing this? Yeah,
let's go. We'll go game by game. We'll start with the first game, and it's a good one. Browns versus the Steelers. Game's in Pittsburgh. Who do you got?
I'm going to go with the Browns. And the feeling is, other than their dud in the season opener, they only scored 6 points in that loss against Baltimore. That offense has been clicking. Baker Mayfield doing good things. And just because, like I said, I forget who's on these current teams versus my childhood, and they all kind of meld together in my mind, I just, Jerome Bettis is not what he used to be. So I don't think the Steelers have.
Nice. I like it. All right, next up, the Bears at the Carolina Panthers.
We're doing the Bears in this one. They have a 3-game winning streak going after a slow start. And also getting nostalgic, I just love Refrigerator Perry. He's just one of my favorites. Yeah.
Jim McMahon's not walking through that door, Sam.
Right. Shout out Mike Ditka.
Yeah, this is a good one. You know these quarterbacks at least. Packers and Buccaneers. Rodgers, Brady in Tampa. Should be a great game. Packers versus Bucs.
No, this one, jokes aside, it's funny that because I've lost touch with football a little bit, man, I enjoy watching the guys like Brady, the guys like Aaron Rodgers who are still doing it at a high level. They're in their own ways to bring it to the basketball world. It's no different than when you watch LeBron go win another championship. Old man success, by the way, I can relate to and try to, be inspired by. So these guys are incredible. I'm going with the Bucs in this one. And I'm going to say that the note I made here is that I think the Bucs defense has been pretty good recently. I know Tom is off to a tough start and was taking a few media bullets, which is something he's not used to. But I say the Bucs pulled this one off.
All right, next we're going to test your fandom. You told us you're a huge Niner fan. They've been struggling. They are Sunday night hosting the Rams.
So I'm a huge fan, but then I'm almost become bandwagon on the back end because I was fully engaged when they were getting to the Super Bowl. Was sitting in the garage of the neighbor we always talk about, good old drunk neighbor John, watching that game and the painful finish. It barely got my attention last week when I saw the headlines about Jimmy G getting pulled, and I'm sitting there going, what in the world did I miss? I feel like it was just yesterday this guy was the golden child. So I say the Jimmy G mess is not good. The Niners appear to be sliding, and I'm going to go with the Rams in this one.
Ooh, that had to hurt. That had to hurt.
It did. It did.
Chiefs and Bills, the team that beat your Niners in the Super Bowl last year. The Chiefs take on the Bills.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Far be it from me to not kind of pay attention to reality. The Chiefs have a wonderful thing going. I like this 4-1 showdown, but the Super Bowl showed us not to bet against Patrick Mahomes. Also, I love Thurman Thomas, but he's lost a little bit.
So the pick is the Chiefs. All right. Last one, Cardinals Cowboys. Gruesome news this week with Dak Prescott's injury, unfortunately, there. But it should be a good game, Cardinals and Cowboys.
Yeah, in fact, I was flying back from the bubble when I think that's when it was. When did that, what day? I'm losing track of time. Today is Wednesday.
Yeah, it was Sunday.
No, I'm off. It was Sunday. Okay, I was still in the bubble. But I remember just looking. It was a sports bar environment. They had a little sports bar in the bubble that we could go to. And seeing just everybody stop and look at the TV and the emotion on his face. You just hate to see that. And you could tell how much he cared. But in terms of the harsh reality of sports, huge blow for the Cowboys. And I think the Cardinals take advantage of that.
All right. The picks are in, Sam. We appreciate it. We wish you the best of luck. We hope the off season is long and restful for you, but I know it will be short and hectic.
Happy to be employed, my friend. I appreciate you, Jay.
All right. Thanks, Sam.
Brother. All right. Be good.